Welcome back to the Four Corners Podcast. And once again, it's Terrence, Tyler, Dylan, and Spencer. And we are hoping you guys are doing great today. I know we are.
We got some fantastic fucking news for you guys. Guess what? Might have some new merch dropping in the fucking... We'll put in the link in the fucking bio. Might have some new merch dropping. So make sure to go hit that up. It's probably going to be around $250 for each piece of merch. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you guys could support us in that way. But anyway,
that's $2.50.
Bandanas with our logo on
We're not trying to fucking rape you.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be $250 tops. But yeah, we'll see if we can. We'll try to get it. Shut up. Shut up. Fuck you smiling about,
what are you
man.
gonna say?
Anyway, but yeah.
Did that offend you, Spencer? Does the R word offend you that much?
I don't.
Wait, here, just pause it.
I mean, no, wait, keep it going.
I don't think you.
This is a good segue into the topic. I think we should bring up. So
I don't think using rape in that context is acceptable.
Yeah. So let's bring up, like, we mentioned this in the podcast last week, and I kind of wanted to talk about it.
So you think buying a fucking bandana for $250 isn't rape?
No,
because
it's ripping somebody off.
That pretty much is highway robbery.
Yes, that's a better word for it. Not rape. Do you know how many people go through rape a year?
And what happens during highway robberies? Usually rape. If you really look at the statistics, that usually is what happens.
Spencer, why are you so sensitive? I thought you said last week on the podcast that that's like the biggest problem.
And rape doesn't usually just happen to women either. It happens to men.
I'm aware.
So you can't take a joke because this is supposed to be a comedic podcast. In context.
And if you can't take a joke about
then
that
I
shit,
guess
there's a little bit
to us.
a little bit of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. So I'll take a break. Let's all ease up a little bit. And just have a good time. Just shake it off, baby. Just shake it off. You know what I'm saying?
Taylor Swift said it best.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
So, alright, what would you guys say? This is the first topic that I wanted to bring up, actually. Best era of music right now.
But yeah, link will be in the bio.
1970s, probably. Either 70s or 80s.
Best era of music? I would say the 50s or the 80s.
Definitely the 2000s. Fucking... She thinks she's cooler than me.
Said nobody ever.
Wearing around like she's cooler than me.
Hot take.
Never say, hey, remember my name.
Buddy, I
mean, they weren't bad though, but
me.
I hate to break it to you, Dylan.
I say it's...
I hate to break it to you, Dylan. That was the early 2010s, buddy. That was like 2011.
I mean, I wouldn't say that the 2010s cannot be the best era of music.
No, they weren't.
I don't think it can.
Anything over the last 20 years can't be the best.
I think that there's some songs that are
honestly,
really good.
The best song ever would probably be...
No, wait.
Even the 90s were better than that, dude. The 90s had fucking hip-hop.
Would probably be sitting in a smoky room. Smell like...
Honestly,
that's probably late 70s, early 80s.
I would say it's gotta be like late 70s, early 80s.
It goes on and on.
I would say ABBA.
The movie music was the most
80s.
creative.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's also like Paul Anka. The put your head on
the reason why
Spencer,
I say
what's
80s
that song from Supernatural?
is because of the hard rock era. The hair rock era.
No, I know.
Or the hair metal.
Yeah, they're actually coming out. There's new bands that they're doing that. Greta Van Fleet is a new band that is.
That's Led Zeppelin's 70s and 60s, so they're not technically in that same genre. But yeah, Greta Van Fleet is awesome. He sounds just like fucking Robert Plant.
Yeah, people are saying they hate him because he copies too much off Led Zeppelin, but apparently,
they do copy a lot of their shit.
But do you enjoy them still?
It's the same rhythm, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, it's fucking 2010. Where are you gonna hear live Led Zeppelin? At a Greta Van Fleet concert. That's where you're gonna hear it.
Would you go see a Greta Van Fleet concert?
I mean, personally, if it was in my price range, yeah, I'd go
like
see
$100.
Depends on where it is. If it's at a stadium, yeah. If it's at a fucking like small ass bar and I gotta pay $100 for it, no.
50.
No.
10?
$20.
20?
At a small ass bar, yeah.
Dude,
I'll pay $100 for a stadium show.
I actually really like it.
Really?
I really like
I
it.
ain't paying. I'm not paying.
Okay, so what if Queen was to
You could
come back?
probably get one of those. For
Eye of the tiger.
I was
Dum,
saying, so
dum,
you should do it sometime. Like I go with you.
Down.
Go like to Florida. It'd probably be in.
No,
Yo, chill the hell out. No, I'm just kidding.
you can go to fucking. Dude, there's stadiums in Madison. There's stadiums in Milwaukee. Like, you go to the Fiserv Forum where the Bucks just won the fucking NBA championship,
Shout out
baby.
to our Milwaukee Bucks.
Woo!
After all the hate that they get from the media saying that we weren't going to beat Brooklyn, they said Miami was going to beat us, swept them. They said Brooklyn was going to beat us, beat them. They said the Hawks were going to beat us, got through them.
Kicked their asses.
And then when we went down 2-0 to
Without
the
Giannis.
Suns, yes.
We beat the Hawks without Giannis.
And
That's
no one
the
wants to
big
give us
thing.
credit for that. But yet, every time I hear Brooklyn excuse, oh, they didn't have Kyrie. And it's like, bruh,
But I will say
we lost
that
Giannis
now,
and we got past the Hawks.
there's no doubt in my mind that Giannis is our most important player because the fact that what he did in those finals could not be duplicated by anybody else on the Bucks. Chris Middleton could not have done that. Drew Holiday could not have done that. That was all Giannis.
Chris Hoddleton do Turtleton Middleton.
No, seriously, though.
You sound like a
Bucks.
fucking Looney Tune.
Bucks showed up. Shout out to them, definitely. We got to mention that on the podcast. But going back to the whole music thing, so then, all right, if that's your best era, Spencer, you said what? 50s and 60s?
I would say it's like 50s, like Paul Anka, those guys,
You
like
said-
the Put Your Head on My Shoulders, and 80s, like ABBA.
You said 80s, and
Early 70s to late 70s, and then
he said the 2000s.
pretty much all
So-
the 80s.
And I said and I said 80s.
I
So
would say 70s has some of the worst music.
let's flip this on a dime. What's the worst?
What would you
Which one is
joke.
the worst?
It was a joke. So
Which
I
one
would.
is the worst and why? So
So-
starting with you.
Okay,
Spence.
I actually had two.
Tinkles.
I actually had two. The worst types of music for me were the mid 1930s to the mid 1940s, which was
even music.
So-
it was wartime.
It was, it was either like elevator music or like swing music.
Or
Yeah,
like war
but, okay,
music.
but I would say the best. I would say
Yankee
the worst.
Doodle,
The worst
One, Two,
definitely.
Town.
The worst definitely. Music in the fuck, I can't talk. Music in the mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s. So like, or not mid. Sorry, mid 2000s to the mid 2010s. In between there was like 6 good artists. There was like Sam Smith, Pink, and that was about it. And like Ed Sheeran. And I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
tell you the worst music genre.
but I'm gonna say the other worst
Or
was
not the
that
worst music genre. The worst music
1890s was fucking horseshit. It was so
Hey
bad.
guys, I got a good one for you. Ready?
No, the 1890s weren't bad because we had so many people that were
I got the
undiscovered.
best one.
The 1890s?
Yeah,
Like
you couldn't fucking. There was no social
Homie.
media, no nothing.
Homie, it was
There was
literally
not even telegraphs.
Yeah.
it was literally like come marry me.
Okay, here's the
I want
deal.
to
Here's the
hear
deal, guys.
you.
I'm gonna say something real quick. The
There was
best song. No,
Some of
Tyler.
the best
Tyler.
songs
Tyler.
actually ever.
It was like
Written.
okay.
No. There was slave music. The slave music was the best music probably ever written.
Okay,
Tyler's
Ever.
sharing some
listen to
musical
me.
knowledge
Listen
on
to
the
me,
podcast
right?
tonight.
This song I'm about to sing came from the 1890s.
Oh, dude, we sang
Just-
so much in choir.
Tyler, listen to this.
So much.
So there's a song
so
that
much
goes-
slave music.
Tyler.
And it was terrible, to be honest, because it's like, why are these white people singing this fucking crazy
Got one thing to
shit
say.
when they've never went through any oppression or anything? But like, the music kicked ass. Like, there were good songs, like "Wade in the Water,"
Dude, fucking
like
Carry
fucking,
On. Carry on my way.
"Amazing Grace."
Carry
Like,
on,
come
bro.
on.
Carry on my wayward.
Tyler.
That's not slavery music.
But that's a totally different era.
Yeah,
Tyler.
what are you talking about?
No, so you know the song that goes Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you.
Who's it by? Just
It's by Dee something. I don't remember her actual last name, but her name's Dee Dee. Made in 1891.
look
One
it
of
up.
the creepiest fucking
Wait,
songs
what's
I've
the
ever
song
heard.
called? Like, look it
It's
up.
called
Why
Daisy
is it-
Daisy.
Why is it creepy?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
No.
The
just-
you
first
just
version
say
of it
it.
ever made
You
was
can't play it,
creepy.
you
Then
can't
they
play it.
remade it into a good song.
Daisy Robot.
Who's it by?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking at.
The original version is creepy.
By the way,
other
Dylan,
one's nice.
your internet's down. Like your Wi-Fi is down.
Okay, what about it?
This one right here. It's called Daisy Bell. Listen to this.
No, Spencer, you can't play it.
Yeah, you can't play it. It's copyrighted.
No,
it's
Spencer, you
not
can't play it.
Listen, it's not copyrighted. It's from the 1940s. It's not copyrighted anymore. The copyright ran out. It ran out.
Brawls and shit and those.
So I'll
clothes and
say,
shit.
I'd have to say the worst music era of all time would probably be the early 2000s, only because of the
Dang, Dylan, that's a shot at
the
you.
boy
No,
bands.
I like the 2010s.
The boy
2010s,
bands and
2020.
the like laced up 16-year-olds who looked like 24-year-olds.
Britney Spears.
Meant to be
There's a
sexualized
whole lot
by
of shit going on.
full on crazy fucking 30-year-old men, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Britney Spears.
dude, if you look back on that timeline, it's like,
Spencer just
what the
wishes he could
fuck
date
were
Britney
we
Spears.
doing? And we had 5 guys in their early 20s trying to like get all these 13-year-old girls.
You're talking about Justin
It
Timberlake
was
and
basically like pedophilism.
NSYNC?
And then it was like, we have
Wait,
30-year-old
hold
men
on, what?
trying. Yeah, it was. Because we had these boy bands who were all in their early 20s
Dylan.
trying to
And they
get
were
with.
hitting on fucking 13.
No, the 13-year-old girls were hitting on them.
They didn't hit on them back. Dylan, Justin
And
Timberlake
then
was a part of
fucking,
it.
Okay,
you
but
look at
that's-
Britney Spears, who was
That's what
16, Christina
Justin Bieber's
Aguilera,
had
his
who
whole
was
career,
16.
so that's not.
Like, these
But okay, that's
older
not,
men are trying to, like, visualize these younger girls as
Wait,
sexual.
so are they hitting
What
back?
the-
Were they hitting on him back or no?
They
What,
flirt with them back.
The boys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They flirt with them
Oh,
back.
they'd flirt with them, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Who,
what they were
which-
paid to do.
which-
Justin Timberlake, Joey Fatone, those
Really?
guys.
NSYNC,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
They're not pedophiles. They were being told to do it. Like that's
Yeah.
what their managers. They're like,
Yeah.
you do this or you're fucking fired.
Yeah,
They didn't
That's
have a
fucked
choice.
up.
They didn't have a choice.
like management
Who
was
was
the whole
when
thing
did
back
this
then.
happen?
In
In
the late
the early
1990s.
2000s.
Okay, so you know the band NSYNC?
So wait, so early 2000s, late 90s. Which one?
It was both. It was
Both.
between like 98 and 2003.
99
Yeah.
is when NSYNC really picked up.
And so their management would make them go out to these teenage girls. They're like my age, right? Like between yours and Dylan's and mine age.
no, they're no older than 21 at the time.
Yeah, so they're like Terrence's age. They would make them go out and be like, give the girls kisses on the cheeks and like be like all touchy feely. And their management would literally be like, if you don't do this, you're fucking fired. You're done for this industry. You're never going anywhere. The
Yeah.
only person to come out of that and be successful, like absolutely successful, is Justin Timberlake. Joey Fatone is the only other one that actually came out
I'd
and did
say-
anything.
Mildly
I
successful
would have
though.
not done it.
Like Lance Bass did his own thing.
Well, that's because he went over and like
JC Chazet.
Never sacrifice.
He was on
integrity.
The Voice, I think.
But
wasn't he?
you can't tell me that Justin Timberlake wasn't the most successful person. to
Oh
come
no,
out of
he
it.
is.
And then it was
No.
Joey Fatone.
But he also ripped Janet Jackson's tit off during the Super Bowl.
And then she got slut
come
shamed
on.
for it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
People are still pissed off at him for that because she got slut shamed for it. He didn't get in any trouble. She got in trouble.
I was never pissed off at him. I just thought, you know what? It's the Super
I'm
Bowl
bringing
halftime
sexy
show.
back.
And he's
This shit-
drunk.
This shit's gonna.
Okay, do you guys want to know something really
It's gonna
fucked?
deal with itself.
You guys
But
wanna
he
say-
should not have done that.
Okay,
though.
do you guys want to hear something really fucked? This is Disney, right? If somebody's like nowadays, if somebody's nudes get leaked, somebody hacks.
But I
it-
mean, it's not the
Listen,
fucking biggest deal.
so
in the world, though.
somebody's nudes get hacked into, or they get leaked by their ex or something. The person who leaked them gets fucked, right? Like they're in trouble, right?
Not necessarily.
Just listen, right? Back in 2008, 2007, 2008, when the first High School Musical was released, right? Right after Vanessa Hudgens, she was 18 at the time, her nudes got leaked, right? Disney made her issue an apology because somebody hacked into her Apple shit.
Wait a second. Hold on. People were sending nudes way back in like 2005 and 6.
Yeah.
How?
Oh yeah, there was sex tapes going on. and
Yeah.
shit, dude.
How?
Like
How would
crazy
that
sex
fucking
tapes.
die?
Like
there
Kim
wasn't even Wi-Fi. So
Pamela
that
Anderson,
fucking
Kim Kardashian.
Tommy Lee.
That must have
Yeah.
loaded.
Kim Kardashian.
That's when the Wi-Fi first started getting up.
That's when the
No, it was
internet
like
really
2006.
started popping.
Well, okay, YouTube came out 2006. I remember that, but that loading speed must have sucked.
Well, that's
Oh,
when,
yeah, no.
That's when Google really started. To,
Who sends
Make a
nudes in
way.
2000? I mean, maybe because I was a little kid.
I'm
so
sorry.
you know what I
I'm
mean?
just imagining sitting there. She sent me a
Fucking-
nude 20 years later.
let me wire this to you real
No.
quick. They get it.
Let me tell you this.
Fucking finally that flip phone
There was
explodes.
There was news
Oh.
going on in the fucking early 90s, bro. That's when like the porn industry really hit its fucking like.
Bro, you ever seen like 70s porn? It's the most cringy shit. Like
Yeah, but you look at Playboy. Like
I know.
Playboy was the magazine where you could only get that content.
No, but I'm saying
So
like if you
segueing
paid for like
to our
sex
next
tapes and
topic, I
shit,
guess,
it was
is
so
about
fucking
porn.
funny. It was so
You could go to a gas station as a fucking 10-year-old kid
18
and
plus.
go
Everybody.
look at a Playboy.
So would you?
I'm not even kidding.
Would you guys say that porn is a good or a bad thing?
It's good in moderation.
It's good in moderation, exactly, but it's also bad
Because
if you get too consumed.
Or if it creates unrealistic expectations for women and men and that aren't there.
But it's
Or
mostly
people think that people be fucking
it's mostly
for hours.
women.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
not how
some
that
of
be
these
going
dudes
down.
that look at porn, they think they can get any fucking chick on the planet after they fucking whack one out. It's like, dude,
Bro,
come
get
on.
a girlfriend first.
Yeah.
And here's
like,
my thing. And
take the
Tyler,
first step before you start fucking
Tyler,
thinking,
you were
Yeah.
Tyler,
whoever the biggest porn star is. I don't know who it is
right now. It's still Mia Khalifa, even though she retired in March 2015. March 2015.
No, it's not. She hasn't done porn in
No, she's still. If you go on the porn stars,
she's done
she's number
porn
one.
in like 6 years.
Well, if we're not talking about her,
I'm talking about who the biggest, baddest porn star is right now. I don't want to. I just want to say
No, I'm trying to think.
that person. That person
You're
right
about
now.
to look it up. You're about to look up some porn in front of the boys, dude.
That porn star is making
Look it up. Who's that?
assloads of money
Who's the
because
most popular porn
there are
star?
so many people, especially in the United States
know.
alone. There's so many people that are.
I can tell you right now who some of the most
They're just
popular are.
lonely.
Adrian Maya is very popular. Piper Perry, I would say, is probably the most popular right now. She's this tiny ass, like 5'1", petite blonde.
I don't care about porn stars.
I'm letting you know, like she's probably the most popular. I'd say Piper
I don't
Perry.
give a
She's in
fuck.
almost every
He's
video.
letting the podcast.
Like I'm saying, like Piper Perry. There's like two Latina chicks that look exactly the same, except for one of them.
Yeah, the only one I know is Mia Khalifa. That's the only one I know.
Yeah, I know all of them. Like I know all of them. It's
not a flex.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's not.
That being said,
I know a lot more than that, but they are not
they're older. Listen.
relevant at all.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying though, Tyler. You're talking about how you could walk into like the gas
Oh,
station and
yeah,
find like a Playboy
yes.
magazine, right?
Yeah.
Up until 2 years ago, before the pandemic, you could walk into a family video and find porn in the back. Like I'm being
No,
dead
you
ass.
could. Yeah, you
You
could.
could walk in there. There was just an adult section. There
18
was like,
plus.
yeah.
You showed your ID. You got.
you didn't even have to do that. No, in the family videos in lacrosse, you could just walk in
No,
there.
you couldn't.
I promise you,
They
I
would
did.
come back there.
No, you did. They didn't do anything. Like you could do it. You could literally just walk
We
in.
did walk back there. I walked right out. I was like, yeah, no.
No, you could. They didn't even like guard it or anything. There was literally. It was like ass. It was like ass fucking. It was like two tits ass fucking. It was like fuck this chick's ass, and it was just like a giant fucking asshole and a vagina.
Do we know what kind of beers we have?
We're gonna
first of all?
delete this.
Yeah, we should
Part
just
of the
fucking. Do we
podcast.
even know who fucking watches this shit?
But
Yes,
either way,
we actually do. But we're not.
those
keeping
people.
That,
That's on the
Yeah, we're not
workers.
keeping
that part about.
That's on the
us.
workers for letting you guys walk in there. Porn stars.
Next topic.
I'm
A lot
talking
of
about
hair.
social media
Yeah.
influence rather than
Bet.
porn stars.
I brushed your
Best
I'm
We're
gonna
segueing.
transition.
We're so.
So since you guys can't name the biggest porn star of this era, why don't we look at fucking the way Instagram and fucking Facebook influencers are taking over the industry, where you don't even need to take off all your clothes and you're still making more money than those porn stars are making. That's the
That's called
big,
being a model.
big thing right now.
I was making $1,500 every 2 weeks from being just a TikToker. Just showing my face on camera.
I mean, there's some girls.
TikTok.
There's some girls that literally make $160,000 a day
my friend
just from brand deals.
my friend Sophia, right? She doesn't do anything like that, like any lewd anything like that. Do you know how much she makes per day on TikTok or per month on TikTok?
How much?
$160,000 to $250,000 per month from brand deals and TikTok.
Wait, who?
My friend Sophia.
I
You
could
should
see it.
ask her if she can buy me my Camaro. I
No,
see
not this
25 grand.
She genuinely makes that much.
If she makes that much, that's like pocket change with it, man.
Somebody I follow named
She's
Rye.
making that a month, yeah. I mean,
Somebody I
you're
follow
not
named
pocket
Rye
change.
makes 300
Yeah.
grand a month.
But she's not going to help you out.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Why not?
What have you done for her? What are you going to do for her?
Probably nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Then why would she buy you a Camaro?
Tyler.
Dylan, I'll tell you this. If I ever get any sort of fucking that type of money, where I'm making like $160,000 a month or something like that, even $160,000 a year, I'll give you $25,000 to buy a Camaro, but you got to do something big for me. Like I'm talking like clean my whole house for a year.
You
Or
got
like
it.
fucking
You fucking got it, man.
yeah, but here's
It
the
has
thing.
to be an SS though.
Guess what?
30 grand SS.
Guess what?
30 grand SS.
If you want to be realistic, that's never gonna happen.
I have faith, brother.
But
You have faith in me?
I have faith in all you guys.
Okay, so here's the thing though. To make that kind of money, you gotta fucking
You gotta be smart
you
as
gotta
fuck.
know people. You don't
Oh yeah.
You don't gotta fucking be smart. It's not about being smart. It's not about being fucking, the hardest working person in the room. It's about connections.
Tyler.
yeah,
And it's about
that's
knowing
true.
the people to get you to that point.
Tyler, you
Yeah.
guys know
Because
These
that's
social media
hard fucking to do.
influencers-
Tyler.
They don't usually just start out. And see, actually, you know what? I do. Tyler, you have a point there. I kind of miss like the old school, like 2014 kind of like YouTube before like all these like social media influencers moved on to YouTube and Instagram and all that. Like I kind of miss how it used to be, where like it wasn't so like PC. Like, you know what I mean? Like when guys like, I'm not saying I miss people like Leafy or like all that nonsense.
Fuck Leafy.
Fuck
But like, I kind of miss when YouTube was like
Hey,
that.
ready, I'm leaving.
When YouTube was allowed
I'm
to
leafy.
be like edgy, but nowadays you can't do anything edgy on YouTube. You can't do YouTube.
You're gonna get
YouTube is-
demonetized if you fucking.
Yeah, it's all
try.
David Dobrik
Okay.
nonsense, and it's like no,
Can
I don't hate those guys.
Laser
They're
Beam
just-
is one of the
They're
only
just
ones
so
left.
boring and basic that who
David
cares about those
Dobrik
guys?
is
David
But-
Dobrik's done.
but-
canceled.
But he's made so much money just from doing normal,
Oh yeah.
You
boring,
guys-
basic shit that it's
Well,
like
he got a
Yes.
raw deal with SeatGeek,
yeah.
which was
You guys, I gotta tell you
Insane.
something. You guys know my friend Pharaoh,
Actually,
right?
being canceled is another problem that was
Okay,
social media
one
nonsense,
second.
but-
You guys know my friend Pharaoh, right? The guy who I went to New Jersey with last year, right?
Yeah.
You know how much he makes? He has 6 million followers. I met him when he had about 300,000, right? Where I'm at right now. If I keep pushing, I can get there if I try, right? You know how many? Just listen. Do you know how much he makes a month from TikTok and brand deals?
how much?
And this is just a dude, a normal dude. He doesn't do a lot but make funny posts. He makes 20 to 25 grand a month.
Okay.
You should message him and be like, "Hey, my brother really wants a fucking Camaro."
You should message him and be like, "Hey, how do you do it?" And get tips and pointers.
That's what you really
We're
should.
And
do.
if he gives tips and pointers, then
So
you
why the
should do
fuck haven't you
what
asked
he
him anything
does.
like that before?
Because you're at what, 360-some thousand?
Me, I'm
something
at just
like
at 300,000.
that? Okay, 300,000. So imagine if you actually did make
Wait,
that
can
kind
he
of money
sue
a
you
month.
for mentioning his name in here?
I'm gonna bleep it out.
Yeah, you should bleep it
No,
out.
he's
He
not.
can't sue
he
anything.
Can't,
You can't sue
yeah,
it, no.
no.
Not unless we use his likeness and like his fucking actual photograph.
And then make money off.
You can't
of
sue.
But let me say
All
this.
his videos aren't really monetized right now anymore.
Let me say
They're
this.
not going to be.
Will you guys
Not for a while.
let me say this though,
No,
right?
they never probably will be.
Let me say
because
this,
of
right?
the
I
shit we
switched my
say.
content, right? I switched from doing what I did to get me to where I was to cosplay. Like putting costumes on.
He ain't
Yeah.
fucking wrong, man.
That was a mistake.
Should I go back to POVs, what I was doing?
Yeah.
Because I switched to cosplay, Dylan,
If you were
completely.
gaining followers, that's what you want to do.
That's what I was doing. I was gaining followers.
If that's what you want to do, Spencer, you should do it. But
You know what is
if
the
you don't
smartest
want
thing
to
to
do
do?
it and you just want to do your own thing, then more power to you.
So wait.
You know what's probably
So
the
then,
smartest
so then,
thing?
so
What's
then
that,
I
though?
should ask this though: who
I'll
do you
go
guys have as your social media influencers that you guys like? Like I don't really have any.
All that I like?
But I assume
Wait,
you guys
I mean,
might.
would you count?
before we go to that, can I?
Yes.
Because that's like a different topic. I just want to say, Spencer, one of the big things that you really should look at if you really want to blow up on TikTok is look at the trends.
I know.
See what other people are doing and kind of go off
I
of
gotta
that.
stop
Go
doing
off
cosplay?
of
No.
what is popular.
You gotta create your own thing. You gotta blow up.
Go off of what is popular and keep doing that
So
same
what
shit.
he's saying, do what he's saying, but make it unique.
Yes.
You gotta be like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, who fucking basically run their own fucking empire. I don't even know how this is possible to where they've gotten up to. But like the fact that they did what they did means any of us
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
room should be able to do
Do you want to know where they started,
What they
Tyler?
did.
Do you want to know where they started?
On
from the
Vine.
fucking bottom.
Vine.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't. They were on Vine.
They were on Vine, but they were on
They didn't
they were at
start
the
from
bottom.
No, they were not on the bottom. They were just middles. They were
high
Vine.
schoolers.
Terrence, what was your question for
Yeah,
earlier?
they were high schoolers. That's what I'm saying. They started at the bottom. They started this shit
When they were like 16.
10 years ago.
Yeah, but they weren't from
Imagine-
the bottom of
imagine
society.
doing
is what I'm
something-
saying.
No.
They just started.
You're
They,
right.
They're
Okay,
essentially.
I'm not saying they're from.
That's what I was saying. You're making it sound like they're like from the like. You're pulling a
I'm
Drake.
sorry, people. That was a mistake.
Logan Paul just comes out of nowhere. I'm gonna fucking beat your ass.
Logan Paul and Jake Paul were rich as fuck before all this happened. But the fact now that they've done it themselves just proves, like, as long as you follow a certain path, you can literally do anything you want to do as long as you have the right connections.
It was literally Disney Channel for
their
Jake
parents
Paul.
pretty much helped them out.
It was Disney Channel for Jake Paul, and then for Logan Paul, it was Jake Paul. Logan just kind of dick-righted his brother's name once he went to Disney and then launched his own thing.
Team 10 was the best thing that ever happened for those brothers, and then all of a sudden they start getting boxing fights against.
Why are we called Team 10? It's as high as Jake's IQ.
What was your question from earlier, though, Terrence?
It was so who you guys have for like your guys' social media influencers that you follow?
I guess what would you count a social media influencer?
I don't
Because
know.
do they
Who
count
you guys
sports
like?
stars?
Yeah, that's all social media.
No,
If they have a social media account, but no.
If they don't count sports stars,
I
then
don't.
I guess.
I'm counting like a YouTuber or
Like
like
content
someone big
creator.
on Facebook or like
My favorite
Instagram.
YouTuber.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't
of all
have to be
time.
strict, but just someone that's social media based.
My favorite YouTuber of all time is Mr. Beast.
I remember when he
gives
did the shitty
He
intros.
gives out so much fucking money to like so many people. Like that's what it should be all about. Is like if you get that fucking rich, what are you doing keeping all that money? Give some money to people who need it. Like change the fucking world.
Like, bless people, dude.
Yeah. Stop being these greedy motherfuckers who, I'm fighting for $50 million, but I'm going to keep it all.
Give it to charity. Some of it.
Yeah.
Give like $1 million to charity.
Not even $1 million. Give fucking half of it to charity. You don't need all that money.
$25 million to charity?
Yeah, you don't need all that money.
You really?
Yeah, I'll probably just give $1 million to charity.
You really don't need 25
What are you trying to?
million.
What are you trying to be?
What do you mean?
Tony
You're trying
Stark.
to be the greatest
Stark.
fucking.
Like, what are you gonna do with all that money?
No, I'm just trying to be self.
Because if you're taking all that money in, but you ain't giving any of it out, you ain't shit to society. You're just taking all our fucking money.
That's why people are pissed off at Jeff Bezos for
Because
going
you're
to
just
space.
sitting on the money.
The motherfucker goes to space, and literally we have so many problems down here. It's like, dude, why didn't you fucking give us like $1 million each, and we would have been fine.
Dude, do you want to know what the worst part about it is? He was in space for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's it.
he's
Or
a
just-
pussy.
Or just spend your fucking
guess who-
money. Stop just sitting on
And
it.
guess
And then
who
just taking
rained
it.
on that motherfucker's parade?
Who?
The Milwaukee
Giannis.
Bucks. 'Cause
Dude,
they
he
won
was
the
mad.
championship.
He was so
the night
mad.
that he
Who?
went to space.
Jeff
Jeff
Bezos?
Bezos,
He was
because
pissed.
the Bucks stole the
Yeah.
spotlight from him.
He was pissed the fuck
How do you
off.
know?
Because he tweeted.
He tweeted it.
What did he say?
He's like, I went to space, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is a highlight on
The
Twitter.
leading trending.
Yeah, look that up. I
thing
want to
on
see. I want to
Twitter.
see the tweet. I want to see the tweet.
I'm looking it up.
That's
He actually
fucking
did.
hilarious.
He actually did, which is fucked up. The fact that
He was
motherfucker-
expecting all that attention.
Yeah, he was.
Because he's the first person to go to space and whatever.
He's the
whatever.
first normal person, not astronaut.
He deleted
Going
the
to
tweet.
space.
Oh.
Of course he did.
He is a pussy.
Oh, man.
He owned Amazon, and now he's not. The only reason why he stepped down from CEO is so he could go to space.
Oh,
And
he's
then-
trying to leave the planet because he knows it's ending.
Now,
he
now,
knows shit's getting
no,
bad.
no. Now he's looking like a fool. So I think, honestly, dude, after this Bucks championship, the vibe's different. I feel like people are gonna change. I
Why?
feel like the people look at it now as like if the Bucks were an inspiration. If the Bucks can do what they did, why can't everybody else do everything?
I could
It's
go.
kind of what Giannis said. I did it the hard
You
way.
got a 26-year-old Greek person
Who
who
came?
didn't even grow up in the United States, and
came
his
up-
parents were selling shit just to
Actually,
make money for food.
They've been saying that Giannis is actually the personification of the American dream. Like, came up begging from the dirt
Yeah,
and is now a champion. Like,
and he owns the world right now. He made $227 million for the next 5 years.
so then why can't we all? I get it.
Why?
It
Why?
makes sense.
No, we don't need to make that kind of money.
No, but I get what you're saying. Why can't we,
all
accomplish our dreams?
Why can't we all just be comfortable with like, I don't know, $100,000 a year? Like even something like that, or not even that, like $50,000 a year. But save your fucking money. Stop going out and spending your money on dumbass shit that you don't need. Stop hoarding shit. Stop fucking doing all this stupid shit. If you want to live the lavish lifestyle, fucking live it. But don't complain when you're broke. Don't complain to me.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Because that's if these motherfuckers are complaining when they've got fucking
it's
these
the trap.
cars and these shoes, and they're like, I don't got the money. I don't got the money.
It's the biggest trap of America. It's
You
called.
just bought a goddamn
It's called the lifestyle
Lamborghini.
change. It's the biggest trap of America. It's
Dude,
called the
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
change.
If I ever got
Because
rich,
what happens is
I wouldn't go buy a Lamborghini.
you start buying things that you don't
Buy a
need
Tesla and that's it.
because you now have extra money, and then you're now stuck and rooted and paying all that stuff off, and then you're stuck at this one job you don't want to be at forever, essentially, because you bought so much shit that you got to pay off. Like, that's what America is all known about. Is like keeping you trapped in that buying and buying.
It's almost like Americans want to be in debt.
Exactly, that's what it is. That's how our
to
country
look
makes
cool.
money almost.
But it's all about looking cool. It's not about like the lifestyle you live. It's not about that. It's about fucking looking cool.
Who
You
gives
go into
fuck
debt
about looking cool?
in order to look cool. That makes you a fucking idiot. That doesn't make you smart at all.
Doesn't even make you cool.
Well, I just bought a $400,000 house, but I can only afford a $200,000 house. It's like, why should I help you out? But yet we have to help those people out. And that's the problem with America, is those people that make this sort of amount of money but make those mistakes are asking for help. And us people that have genuine hearts are just like, hey, I like that person. I'll help him out. But that's not the way it should be. It should be, you should be at your last fucking breath. Your last goddamn drop of water. Your last goddamn drop of food. Your last goddamn fucking penny until you ask for help.
Yeah. Yep.
Some people need it. But others...
It builds character.
But others...
Like, builds character and builds strength.
Just...
when you give it everything you've got.
Get to it. And if you got the amount of money to help, by all means, fucking help somebody. But don't sit there and fucking give the help and then fucking Indian give, which is what I call it. Because it was what we did to the Indians back in 1770s. They gave us so much, we gave them stuff back, and then we took it all back from them. Just to build ourselves their society. And that's fucked up.
That was kind of fucked up.
That's what happened to Roanoke.
Yeah.
No, we don't know what happened to Roanoke.
I'm saying, I guess that's what happened to Roanoke.
We really don't know what
We don't
happened
know
to
at all
that
what
colony. That'd be a great topic on the podcast. Like
Roanoke?
a whole 40-minute video discussion about the Roanoke colony. Because there is so much to talk about.
Do you know what that is? Roanoke was a colony.
Next week, we're gonna have to start looking up information about
Roanoke,
that. We'll make that like a whole freaking video.
Roanoke was a colony. It was one of the first
It was
colonies.
in Virginia, wasn't it?
Yep, it was one of the first colonies settled in America, right? So they got there and they survived like one or two winters, and then they went back. A bunch of people, like a bunch of the men, went back to England to grab spices and food and shit, and they came back. And everything was still there, but none of the people were there. And there was the only thing left was something was carved into a tree, and it just said Roanoke. That was
Croatoan.
it. Or Croatoan, yeah. It just said Croatoan, and that was it.
Is that like a mystery?
Yep, nobody knows what happened to the people in there. There was no sign of violence or anything. They thought it might have been Native Americans or Indians, as they called them at the time. There was no sign of violence, nothing. They just disappeared into thin air.
They just left.
They either got assimilated into another tribe or something, or they left and got killed, or some people believe like crazy shit like aliens or like zombies, but there's no...
And then there's one other thing. There's a ghost ship.
There was, okay, I was about to say that. There was a certain part of the map that seems to be blocked off intentionally, like as if like the person who wrote the map wanted that part to not be there. Maybe that's where they were going, and
They most likely got assimilated into a Native American tribe because they didn't have food or something like that. But they genuinely did disappear. They never
and
found
there were
any of the people.
mysterious like Native American tribes that had English, what do you call that? Materials.
Well, yeah, but they never.
But this is before
1600s. Are you really gonna find people?
They never found.
Well, see, you gotta understand this.
What kind of stuff
There was no way to find those people.
You really have to understand.
You're gonna have to search There's no markers.
But
There's
What
no
was the
fucking,
note
like,
that they left behind?
Croatoan. It was just that
What
word.
does that mean?
It's the name of a nearby Indian tribe.
It is a
or
name of
Native
a
American
tribe, but we don't.
So then that's obviously what happened.
Not quite, because there's no evidence of them ever being there, and when
Literally,
and
the name
when
of their
and,
fucking
and
tribe
just
was
listen,
written
just listen,
into
just
something.
just listen, because
What I
when
think
just
happened-
wait, no, seriously, just listen. When the guy who sailed back for his people went to the Croatoan tribe, they said they'd never even encountered
It was in the 1580s.
the settlers.
almost
So
1600s.
it's not, you know what I mean? It's kind of up in the
You could
air.
have been lying though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's up in the air.
Dylan,
It's
Croatoan
not.
referred to an island that was near them, but they went to the island to go find them, and there was nobody there.
That's because they all got probably drowned by
Or
the
killed.
tribe
Yeah.
that was.
It says so.
There.
It says the Anglo-Spanish War delayed White's return because he did go back to England until 1590, and upon his arrival, he found the settlement fortified, which means basically still there, still everything existing, but abandoned. The cryptic word Croatoan was found carved into the palisade, which White interpreted to mean the colonists had relocated to Croatoan Island. Before he could follow his leave, the rough anchor, he had to return to England. They did return to it later though, and found nobody there.
But
So
you,
is there
but you
theories
gotta
on? Wait,
understand-
did they have to swim through water to get there though?
no,
No,
they had a
No,
boat.
they had ships.
They had boats.
They had tons of ships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had
Was there
300
any,
settlers.
like sea monsters or shit that was in this whole.
the
Yeah.
Kraken, Skelly.
No, like big like big sharks or something. Terrence, deadass. Like big sharks.
I'm
Like
sorry.
Dead
You
ass.
said sea monster.
There was nothing.
well, dude, there is folklore about that shit.
Okay,
That's
fair
the thing.
enough.
It's
Dude,
tough.
only 10% of the orchards have been
Dude,
fucking
guys,
explored.
It's all
Never
folklore.
fucking
You look at the last 2,000 years. What's the last fucking big thing we've seen ever?
Leviathan.
And we-
You've not seen a Leviathan.
Oh no, are you talking? I thought you were talking about mythological creatures.
Probably
Yes,
whales.
I am talking.
Oh, the
Probably
last big thing, the
whales.
Kraken.
And when was that?
The mid 1700s. Loch Ness Monster, if we're talking more recently.
And were those people starved and dehydrated and fucking
It was most likely a giant fucking
stuck
squid.
at sea?
It was most likely
Which they thought they saw this big ass squid, but no. They make up stories. People make up bullshit.
The Kraken was most likely just a giant squid because they
That's
do
what
exist.
we're good at. Making up bullshit.
Mermaids do
And
exist.
selling it to people.
Good stories. That's
Mermaids-
what we're good at.
mermaids do
making.
exist.
I don't know about mermaids, dude. They
No,
would've-
they
Wait, do you
don't.
guys believe in werewolves?
Mermaids might exist.
Spencer, none of that
Actually,
shit
I don't
exists.
The only reason why I believe that is because of the
Spencer.
Greek
wait,
mythological
hold on,
tale
hold
about
on.
the herpes.
Hold on, I want to hear this.
Or the harpies.
And the herpes are
Tyler, you
flying
got something to
around.
tell us, man?
The harpies.
I know
And
what
they
you're talking
sang
about.
to
Yes, those are
sailors
Elder Scrolls, actually.
to get them to go out to sea,
And then the sirens.
You never see them.
Yep.
There was the sirens, not the herpes.
Those are in Elder
The harpies-
Scrolls.
harpies-
They have
Harpies
to,
were the
like, fly
flying
around.
mermaids.
Yeah.
Sirens were the ones that
They're
were.
still fucking mermaids, aren't they?
Fuck you.
They're not called mermaids.
They were called mermaids, though. They were flying creatures that just happened to look vaguely
They
like
were
Do you
mermaids.
think that they got like
Mermaids.
extinct?
No,
you think that they
mermaids
actual
real.
animals that got extinct?
Honestly,
They're not real.
they found like bridges to Atlantis and shit. So
Atlantis did exist.
It's not
It did exist.
real.
Atlantis did exist.
Atlantis did exist.
Where?
Terrence, open your mind.
Mediterranean Sea.
Open yourself to some theories, dude. Have some fun.
No.
Yeah, they
I
actually
will not
have.
entertain this nonsense.
They actually have underwater. There's a bridge.
in the Mariana Trench. In the Mediterranean Sea.
I don't think it's the Mariana Trench. No, but I think it's close.
It's between Africa.
Atlantis was a thing.
It's the Mediterranean
I know it was
Sea,
a
though,
thing.
isn't it?
It's on the border of the Atlantic and the Mediterranean.
Yeah,
The Atlantis
it's
was a
between
thing
Greece and
before.
Africa. Isn't
Where's
it?
the proof?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
That's
between.
all I need
Atlantis
to see.
was a thing.
I
The
just
mystery
need to
is
see the
the mystery is on
Dude.
how it disappeared.
Because the
That's
world
the mystery.
fucking
Where's the
literally took on water, and the city went underwater. That's what we've been doing for the last
Yeah, I could believe that.
goddamn 10,000 years. Is
So we
we've
still
been
haven't been able to find
basically
the
becoming a
fucking-
planet of water. That's what the Earth is going to be. It's not going to be. There's not going to be any land. It's going to be all water
Yeah.
because everything melts.
Well, it might
Because
be a
we're getting
few-
so close to the sun and we're not prepared for it. That's what nobody tells us. We're moving closer and closer to the sun at an exponential rate. which they couldn't calculate as scientists.
Yeah.
But now they don't want to tell us that we are because they're not trying to produce incohesive panic.
Tyler, the exact location they found.
That's why Jeff Bezos went to fucking space.
Tyler, listen, they found the exact location of Atlantis. It is in the current Strait of Gibraltar. It is Gibraltar, yeah, wherever that is. That's where it was.
How do we know they found it?
It is because he describes it between the pillars of Hercules, between Libya and Asia.
There's like a bridge it's a sediment bridge that was built and it's still underwater and it's still intact and it shouldn't be intact because
so that means it's Atlantis.
It's in the Mediterranean.
The sedimentary should have fucking dissolved underwater and never did, and they think it's magical and it's crazy shit.
Yeah,
they think everything's magical.
It's in the Mediterranean. You're right. Yeah. It sunk.
I know my shit. I know my shit.
It was larger than Libya and Africa put together.
Yeah, it was big.
It sunk after an earthquake.
Big time.
Yeah, after an earthquake.
Also because
I'll believe it when I see
the Earth is literally.
And do you want to know what's fucking crazy about that? They use that as the basis for Aquaman because it's underwater now. They use it as a basis for Aquaman and Namor.
The Earth is fucking melting.
Now you're going on Aquaman's real and
No, I'm not saying Aquaman's real. I'm saying that's
real.
In the home city, but his home city in the comics is Atlantis, not Aquaman.
But that's why they made the comics because they based it off of Atlantis.
Yes.
Yes.
Atlantis is real. Do you guys think werewolves are real?
I do. No,
I don't.
I do.
None of this shit is real.
I think ghosts real. I think werewolves are real.
I think ghosts.
I think ghosts might
you know what?
be real.
Ghosts might be real. Most the only thing of the paranormal.
No, ghosts are real.
What about demons, Dylan?
Ghosts are 100% real.
Demons and ghosts are the most likely things to be real.
I think paranormal shit is real, but all this mythological shit, it's a little unreal.
So the shit that happened in The Conjuring.
Ed and Loretta Lorraine.
Well, actually, here's what I will say. This is all I'm going to say about this mythological werewolves, Atlantis,
Ed and Lorraine,
all that stuff. You gotta. There is one thing to say about that.
They're real.
There is one thing to say about this. There is one.
In the 1970s.
Yeah. No, but there is one thing to say about like werewolves.
That's The Conjuring,
and all that.
Vampires are real too.
If that stuff was real, you wouldn't know. Like they would be so good at covering their tracks. You'd have to be a specific person that could hunt down that kind of stuff. And
vampires are just attractive cannibals, in my opinion.
And like. That's kind of it. Like, there's just no other.
Just listen, though. The fact that
there's no other way those things could be real, and people would know about them at the same time.
What Tyler said is correct, though. Ed and Lorraine Warren were able, not to prove conclusively, but they were able to basically say that that the ghosts and demons are real.
They brought more evidence
than anybody has ever had done before. And do you want
anybody
ghosts are real.
could even imagine?
Just listen to this, Tyler. That's what all the Conjuring movies are based off of.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Do you like Conjuring movies?
I don't necessarily like the movies themselves because it's all fucking fictional bullshit, but I want to know the real story. I want to see the 1970s fucking
I want to see a
clips. I want to see all their
look
evidence.
Look it up. There's exorcisms like on YouTube. They have their exorcisms.
Honest reactions. What would you guys do if you guys saw a ghost?
There's actually a haunted place where we live.
Probably shit myself.
Isn't it in the
1931 Logan Street? I think it is.
Yeah.
Why?
Should not have said that in the podcast, because I think people live there nowadays.
That's seeing something
the old brewery.
Yeah.
You know where Gun Brewery
and
Lost
it's something that's like
that's also haunted.
You don't know what it's gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Demons?
Even ghosts. Like you don't know what that's gonna do to you.
Tyler,
so you're scared of the paranormal?
Idea. I'm not scared.
I think we should have a podcast.
But I feel like if I
kind of want to do this.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say I'm a tough guy.
Have a little special edition.
We'll do that.
We'll do a video one.
I gotta tell you something.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say I'm a tough guy, but I'm gonna say if I ever saw a fucking ghost,
it's over.
Really, Terrence?
I'm kidding.
If I ever saw a ghost or something like paranormal, I'd probably shit my pants. Because I wouldn't know what to do.
If somebody was like just lifting off the ground, all of a sudden the lights started flashing, crosses turned upside down.
I wouldn't know what to do. My first instinct is run.
Dude, I want to be honest with you. If that ever happened to me, I'd be literally standing, all of a sudden you just smell it.
It's different. Smell. It's different if I see a human being doing that type of shit. Because then I'm like, that dude's on fucking meth, or that dude's fucking fucked up on heroin. I'm gonna go fucking
never see it, like
try to help him or beat his ass if he's causing trouble. But like with a fucking ghost, you can't beat a ghost's ass.
Tyler, listen. You're
you
sitting.
Can't fucking do nothing to them.
Tyler, imagine
because they're just illusions.
Tyler, imagine witnessing an exorcism, like a witness.
I'm supposed to beat something I've never seen before.
Also, you can beat them mentally.
Tyler, I gotta tell you something. You know,
they say don't be scared. You can beat the ghost because it's all illusions and like. You know what I mean? Like
Gun Brewery Lofts.
They can't physically affect you.
Did you know? You knew. Obviously that was an old brewery, right?
Yeah.
That place is haunted as shit. You guys realize that? That brewery and the one next to it, where the current big cans are, those two places are haunted as fuck. Those are the two most haunted places in the world.
Places
because do you know how many? Dude, they didn't have any safety. They didn't have OSHA back then. You know how many fucking people died?
That place.
Hold on. How do you know it's haunted?
You look it up. You can literally look up haunted places in La Crosse, and you will find the like.
Well, give me some stories. Why is?
Let me look it up.
Well, that place is also the second most expensive 2-bedroom house in the city.
Should we go rent it for podcasts just for one day?
It's not really a house.
You guys, 500. This is Explore La Crosse. So there's Bodega Brew Pub, Dell's Bar, Coat Hall.
That's not haunted. At all.
Warehouse.
Bodega's not haunted.
How are those haunted? They're all downtown. There's so many people there.
Bodega's got the most fucking fire food.
Coat Hall.
Downtown.
Coat Hall. Do you know what that is?
Coat Hall.
It's in UWL. It's open to the public. You're allowed to walk through it.
I can understand that by some college
at night in October. You're allowed to walk through it.
I won't walk through it.
Why?
I don't want to walk.
It says if you're visiting La Crosse to tour the campus and love ghost stories, Coat Hall is a must see. There have been just listen. There are
let's go.
No, listen. There have been tales of writing on bathroom.
Visiting La Crosse.
Listen, it says there have been tales of writing on bathroom mirrors in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. Former students haunting the halls, screams, disembodied voices, footsteps, blood, and more. Is it all just students' tales, or is it something more? You decide.
It's not anything.
It's not anything. They wouldn't put. Why would a college put that on their freaking?
No, this isn't the college.
That would be so far buried.
This is explorelacrosse.com.
No, I think we should go out of town and actually go and look at like an
Dude, there's another
well-known haunted.
There's a road.
You guys ever been to Highlandale?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to no ghetto.
Highlandale's in Wisconsin. It's by Oakdale. You used to live in Oakdale.
No, I didn't. I lived in.
Well,
you guys were at 46 minutes.
Oakdale.
You guys were at 46 minutes.
It's by Oakdale. It's called Highlandale. It's a little fucking school that kids used to live at. If you go back there, and I'm not even kidding you, this is the most paranormal thing I've ever been a part of. We saw a yellow-eyed dog when we went into that place. And it disappeared into thin air.
Dylan.
It was in the lights. We were driving in the dark, and it was in the lights. It looked at our car, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Dylan, do you remember?
Really?
Swear to God. And then the fucking, if you go up to the school, the lights it's red. So it's looking down at the door, and it's a fucking red light. And then all of a sudden, the fucking tilt-a-whirl starts moving.
Damn.
We run back to the car. And we fucking get in, and we do not look back.
Really?
Scariest place I've ever been.
Spencer, I swear to God, if you tell
it's in Wisconsin.
My life, I don't want to fucking.
It's in Wisconsin. We all should go.
Do you remember the one?
I don't care.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't care.
You know what I'm talking about. You don't want to hear it.
I don't care.
No, about 10 minutes away from Oakdale.
Dylan, big black man.
That's enough.
Why?
Because I said no. Do you not understand
I
that?
can find it on a GPS. Guarantee it.
You guys do want to pause
It's on location.
Well, on that spooky note, we're gonna wrap up here tonight. But we'll be back next Thursday.
Yeah, but let us know in the
always.
comments if you guys want us to go fucking check out a place, do a little podcast there in the room, have some cameras.
Halloween special.
Oh my
Halloween
God.
special.
We can do 31 days of Halloween.
Baby.
Or we can do 3-4 weeks of Halloween.
No.
Let's just do one special episode.
Just one
But
Halloween
let's make it 2
special.
hours instead of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like make it an extra
Let's do
special
a
one.
video.
And we'll talk
It's
about
gonna
the
be a
location
video
and
one.
all the funny stories.
Yeah.
about
Face
it.
reveal. Face reveal. Video.
Actually,
It's
we're all-
gotta be a live podcast.
And guys, we can get a special guest. I might be able to get somebody from one of the
Our
Conjuring
first live
movies in here.
podcast.
But
Yeah,
also,
Could be.
make sure you guys
That sounds dope.
are paying attention
That
to the
does sound
upcoming
dope.
new merch. There's
Yep.
bandanas
Yeah.
with 4 corner logos on them.
Yep. Terrence, you
guys
down to go
want
pick
it.
those up with me tomorrow?
Yeah, we should do that.
Alright, let's get it set up.
If you guys want
Get 'em
the
signed.
No, hold on. If you guys want the Four Corners bandana, just hit up me on Facebook. That's Tyler Foley. You hit up Spencer Sasha on TikTok. That's at Spencer Ross.
Mm-hmm.
You hit up
You can do my TikTok. It's all good.
Dylan Sasha on TikTok.
Really silly dilly.
That's at Really Silly Dilly.
And you can just DM me on YouTube.
And
That's gonna have to be.
if you want to hit up Terrence for the bandanas, just hit up our YouTube.
We're also gonna be making a little website for them, for the merch
Depop,
pretty soon
probably.
here. So make sure to check that out. We'll put a little link for it in the description for when the video drops, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Later. It's pretty good.